playoffs. So to take Halls to the playoffs year in and year out, you're doing something right. And we'll get a chance to talk to him. And Mark Halls want to talk football with you here in a bit. We're about to start here from the arena. It'll be Darren Osborne to jump for the Wildcats, who are wearing their Cardinal jerseys. It'll be Salt to jump for them. And we're underway, easily controlled by Oak Ridge, and we are underway at the Wildcat Arena. Kel Slater with the basketball. Sets the dribble to the left side. The Wildcats playing their final home game of the 2021. Boy, they had a wide open look if they got the ball inside. Here's an elbow shot. It's up. No good. Tracked down momentarily by Lucas, and then the ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball. The Wildcats had a backdoor opportunity there if they had seen it to kind of break down on the Coach Reggie Tucker defense as the Wildcats work it in. And it comes to Kel Slater. Wildcats with a basketball, top of the key, and they try to get a bounce pass down low to Darren Osborne. The ball scoots out of bounds. It'll be Cleveland with the basketball. Oak Ridge is going to put a little pressure on them. Salt's going to work the ball in from the baseline. Looks and fires it in. They lose the ball out of bounds. Last touch by Gabe Leeper. And he couldn't leap far enough out of bounds to corral that ball back in. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball. Lucas Searcy will work the ball in. 0-0 our score, just underway. Bounce pass, great feed, layup good. The Wildcats score inside. Great feed by the Wildcats, and a foul called and an opportunity for one play as Jameson Updegraff goes to the free throw line.
Pick up the foul for Cleveland. It will be number 22, Alex Hyder. That'll obviously be his first, team first, as the 2 points from Updegraff was good. He's looking to convert for the three, and he does not.
Rare miss by Jamison at the free throw line. Here comes Cleveland down the floor. Their first look on offense. They'll work the ball along the baseline, kick the ball back outside the three-point line. It goes to Jason Brooks. Brooks dribbles to the free throw line, swings the ball to the right wing. They look for a guy cutting along the baseline. Can't get to him, but they do drive in. A little contact there, but no foul. Rebounded. Shot by Oak Ridge's Darren Osborne. Here come the Wildcats down the floor. In a 2-0 ball game. Outside it goes to Searcy around the Kel. Kel Slater thought about shooting a three. Lucas drives right, gives it back to Osborne. Osborne drives the baseline, got a mild screen, still puts up the shot, no good. Rebounded by the Blue Raiders, and down the floor will come Cleveland, trailing Oak Ridge by a score of 2-0. Ball's worked in the corner. Now they've set it out for a three. It's up no good. Pulling the rebound down, Cleveland back up with a three-point shot. It's no good. Really bad shot there by Jason Brooks. And here comes Oak Ridge down the floor. Here come the Wildcats with it, leading 2-0. Lucas Searcy driving to the free throw line, lost his dribble, kicks the ball back out to the senior point guard, Kel Slater, who attacks the 2-3 zone back to Lucas. Lucas with the basketball. Got a screen from Darren, now backs up to the midcourt line, dribbles to his right, gives it off to Kel. His defender can't keep up with him, and here's a shot by Kel Slater. It's up good. That looked like somebody trying to chase somebody, and that person who was chasing got burned. He just couldn't keep up with Kel there as the ball is kicked out of bounds by Oak Ridge.
We actually kind of saved them on that one, David, because that was kind of a blind pass that Cleveland was trying to make number 11, Brooks. I think the Wildcats could have come up with that ball had we not kicked the ball out of bounds.
4-0 Oak Ridge in the lead here as we play at the Wildcat Arena. The Blue Raiders work the ball in, and it comes to Jason Brooks. The last 2 years, Cleveland and Oak Ridge both have qualified for the state basketball tournament. We leave them open for a three in the corner, and shot is good. 4-3 to score, a little gamble on defense, and they hit the shot. It's a one-point game. Cleveland had just a phenomenal year 2 years ago. Here's Oak Ridge, opportunity for a three. It's up, no good. Rebounded by the Blue Raiders. Here comes Leeper down the floor. They'll kick it out to the right corner once again to Brooks. Thought about shooting another three. Will not do it. The Wildcats have extended their defense a bit as they drive to the paint, and there's a charge. Oh, boy. Our guy had been standing in the paint forever and ever and ever. And Lucas Searcy draws the charge. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball in a 4-3 ball game.
Picking up that foul will be number 23 for Cleveland, be Leeper. And he kind of went down hard, and he may have hurt his elbow. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, David.
4-3. Here come the Wildcats down the floor. 5:30 to play. Going back to that Cleveland team, the team 2 years ago that went to the state tournament only had one loss on the year. Here's a three-point shot from the corner. It's no good. Kind of a odd shot there for Darren Osborne. Not that he can't hit those shots, but that's probably not the shot they want him to take. They missed the shot, and Darren has the rebound. Down the floor it goes to Kel. Kel coast to coast blows past his defender once again. They don't have anybody quick enough to keep up with Kel Slater.
Yeah, he just was not going to be denied that time, David. He just kind of weaved in and out of at least 3 Cleveland players and able to get all the way to the bucket for an easy 2.
4:53 to play first quarter. Back to a 3-point lead for the Wildcats, 6-3. Their basketball with it will come Tate O'Brien. They work the ball in for a shot. A nice little floater there by Alex Hyder. And it's a 1-point game once again. Here come the Wildcats down the floor. Slater with it. Brings the ball across the midcourt line. Reggie Tucker is the head coach of the Cleveland Blue Raiders. He's one of those non-roster sending coaches as the Wildcats work it out to Jamison Updegraff, to Caden Updegraff. Caden drives free throw line, gives it out to Darren. The Wildcats working their offense, trying to get a few slashing moves here. Lucas going to take a 3. It's going to be short. Rebound, Darren Osborne wants to go right back up with it. Dribbles the basketball. No, he's fouled. Coach Tucker doesn't like that, but it is a foul called against the Cleveland Blue Raiders. It'll be Oak Ridge going to the free throw line. 6-5 to score. I thought it was. Yes, it's going to be Jamison Updegraff, I think, as the Wildcats will get Brennan Scott in the ballgame. 4:12 to play first quarter. Not a shooting violation. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball. Looks like Grayson Strader has checked in as well for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge up 6-5. 4:12 to play in the first period. Oak Ridge basketball. They look to Kell. He has it. He wants to shoot it, but it falls loose on the floor and has to get rid of it. Works the ball back to the top of the circle. Lady Wildcats lost their game today, but Oak Ridge is going to drive in for a shot. No good. Rebounded by Cleveland. Here come the Blue Raiders moving right to left in a 6-5 ball game. About to shoot a 3 was Hyder. He didn't take the shot. They back it up once again to O'Brien. Tate O'Brien works the ball inside the paint. Lost the ball. Ball's loose on the floor. Looks like we're going to have a
walk.
Personal foul. Nope, it is a walk. Correct, Mark. As the Wildcats work the ball down the floor. Kind of a ragged start. Good student section again for the Wildcats. We've had good student sections all year.
Yeah, we have. And, you know, as I've said many times, I love watching the students come out and support their team. I'd say tonight's game is probably by far the best turnout by the students.
Here comes Jamison for 3. It's up short. Wildcats track down the rebound, though, with Kell, and he can't control it. Ball goes out of bounds. 6-5 our score. Wildcats a little bit short, almost like a little bit of fatigue on the part of the Wildcats with their shots going short. They're normally pretty good shooting three-point shooters. 3:28 to play first quarter. Here comes Cleveland moving right to left here. 6-5 our score. It's kind of a different team. You know, the Wildcats the last several years with Jonathan Milloway and the Stafford Shanklin. Here's a 3 in the lead for Cleveland. They miss it. Rebounded by Brennan. Brennan Scott with the basketball. It's kind of been more of an inside-outside team. There's a nice drive. He missed the shot, but a foul called, and Brennan is going to go to the free throw line. He's a sophomore. What I was going to try to say here, Mark, is the last several years we've been an inside-outside team. This year, we're a little bit more of first look at the outside and try to get the ball inside.
Yeah, and, you know, the Wildcats, this team's really quick, and they can turn on a dime, and they can kind of turn the Jets on, too, as soon as they want to, and make a legitimate drive to the basket as Brennan Scott, his first free throw is up and good. Wildcats now lead by 2, 7-5, with 3:08 remaining in the first quarter.
The substitutions coming in for the Cleveland Blue Raiders. The Wildcats playing with Kell Slater, Grayson Strader. The Wildcats also have in the ball game, looks like Brandon Hayward for the first time. First time I've noticed Brandon in the game. He has not played since the Alcoa game. Has sat out the last couple ball games. Injured that ankle during football season. Back out there as Brennan goes to the free throw line. Toss on its way up there. Good. And scores table issue once again. It's 8-5, I believe. And it'll be substitutes coming in. We've got Kell Slater, Brennan Scott, Brandon Hayward in the ball game. 8-5 is our score. The Wildcats in the lead.
And in for Cleveland, I believe they got number 14, Drew Lambert. He was not on your lacking roster, but the roster that I took a photo of, he's on that.
The roster, here's a steal by Oak Ridge. The Wildcats' Kell Slater is going to drive in for a layup. He missed it, but Brendan's got the rebound back up. No good. Again, no good. Tip back up, I believe, by Brandon Hayward, Mark.
Yes, it was. A nice play that time by Hayward to be right there for the rebound.
And Thomas throws the ball away for Cleveland. You know, I asked Coach Tucker 5 different times for a roster. Never sent me one. I guess he sent one to the high school, but he did not send one to me. I guess the Ray County people and the Bradley County radio people didn't receive rosters from him either. I guess he doesn't like media. As Brennan puts up a shot, no good. It'll be Cleveland basketball coming back the other way. 10-5 our score. Most people return the email back, but hopefully Coach Tucker was just busy with his team. 10-5 our score, 2:44 to play in the first period. Here come the Blue Raiders getting the ball all the way down the floor, and they beat us for the home run pass, and a foul is going to be called. Wildcats, once again, will have an opportunity to watch them shoot a free throw and convert on a three-point play.
Boy, Coach Green's not going to like that foul, David. As you know, not only do you give up the foul, you also give up the 2 points. So kind of a silly foul that time by Kel Slater. That'll be his first in the ball game. Team first for the Wildcats. As to the line will go number 11, Brooks. He has 2 points in the ball game, and this will be his first attempt from the line. It's no good.
The free throw is so bad that Karen way on back to the Blue Raiders, and they've got the rebound. They'll set up their offense once again. Top of the circle, driving with it will come Thomas. Thomas kicks it out to the number 14 for a three. He missed it. Rebound for the moment by Grayson Strader, and here come the Wildcats down the floor. Here comes Oak Ridge driving in. The Wildcats don't have numbers. They back it up to Strader. Strader with it out to Jamison Updegraff. Pulls up and shoots a three. Up, no good. Might have rushed it, never really got planted there. And they turned the ball over on the inbounds. That's about the third time they have turned the ball over on the inbounds.
Yeah, very unusual. I mean, I guess it's not unusual at the beginning of the season, so you can kind of excuse them for that, but it doesn't make the coach feel any better.
10-7 Oak Ridge. Here come the Wildcats working the ball in. Wildcats setting it up. Here it goes to Lucas Searcy. Drives in, doesn't really have a good shot. Looks inside, backs it up to Brennan. Brennan Scott turns, spins, right elbow shot. It's short. That's a couple short shots by Brennan Scott. Like I'm telling you, their three-point shots have fallen short, almost like they've a little fatigued. I don't know if Coach Green worked them to death all week, but their shots have been a little short, and almost like their legs are not with them right now.
Yeah, not quite sure what his practices look like since the loss Saturday to McMinn County.
Here comes the steal by Oak Ridge. Down the floor will come Brandon Hayward, and he dribbles the ball off his foot out of bounds. Brandon Hayward's a great athlete. He just hadn't played a lot of basketball because he's been hurt most of the time, and played in the Alcoa ball game, got his first buckets, and has sat out for about a week to 10 days. Did not play in the Alcoa game, did not play in the McMinn County game. So it's been a while, I guess almost 10 days since the Alcoa game, as they bring the ball down the floor. 10-7. Kind of a lackluster first quarter of basketball. 10-7. Oak Ridge does have the lead, though. Oak Ridge has got to play some solid defense. One thing that Coach Green has talked about is the defense has not been as good as typical Oak Ridge teams. They tie the ball game with a three-pointer. Alex Hyder, they gave up 14 the other night, and that's a bomb from the corner, and it's 10-10. Minute 23 to play. Here comes the Wildcats down the floor. Lucas thought about shooting a three. He wants to. Dribbles in. Got too far in. Now backs it up. Jamison's going to shoot another three. Good. Jamison finding the stroke. Like you always say, Mark, shooters got to shoot.
Yeah, they do, and that's his first three for the night. David, 1 of 3 from three-point land, 1 of 2 from two-point land. He's got 5 points in the ballgame for the Wildcats as they lead 13-10 now.
And his 250th career point as a Wildcat. Here comes a shot. It's on its way. No good. Rebounded by Lucas. Lucas Searcy of the Wildcats coming out of there with the basketball. Brings the ball across the midcourt line. Stripped of the ball by Jason Brooks. And here comes Cleveland back the other way. And here comes a bucket by the Blue Raiders. And nearly a foul by Oak Ridge. And it's 13-12. The Wildcat lead is 1. 34 seconds to play first quarter. Oak Ridge driving in. Kell can't get a shot off, backs it up once again, swings it over to Hayward. Brandon Hayward attacks inside. Oh, great move. Free throw line jumper is going to be short. Rebounded, though, by Lucas. Then he's shoved out of bounds. And it'll be Oak Ridge basketball. They're going to say that Lucas Searcy was pushed a little bit. I think it's by Alex Hyder. And that'll give Oak Ridge the basketball with 19.7 seconds to play in the first quarter. 13-12 is the score. The teams have started to scout Oak Ridge. The Wildcats haven't really been able to get much in any kind of transition as of the last several ball games. As Oak Ridge backs it up here, 17 seconds to play. First quarter, 13-12 Wildcats. Here's Oak Ridge with the basketball. Jamison Updegraff. Looking to his right, gives it out to Kell. Kell dribbles in. They give him a three. He nails it. Up good. Oh, Slater The shot, and Oak Ridge leads 16-12 as the first quarter comes to a close. So we've played one quarter basketball here at the Wildcat Arena. Oak Ridge leads the Blue Raiders of Cleveland High School 16-12. We'll be back in 60 seconds. David Clary back here along with Mark and Shauna Haste here at the Wildcat Arena, where the Wildcats lead by a score of 16-12 as we start play here in the second period. It'll be Cleveland basketball trying to work the ball in from the midcourt stripe, and they do, and we're underway here in the second period. Wildcats come out with Caden Updegraff, Jamison Updegraff, Brennan Scott, Kel Slater, along with Lucas Searcy. Their basketball, they work the ball, and they throw the ball away. Taken away by Oak Ridge, and a foul is going to be called against the Blue Raiders. That'll be number 14, who, as you mentioned, is not on my official roster, and it'll be Oak Ridge basketball.
For Lambert, David, number 14, that'll be his second personal foul, team sixth. So the next foul, Wildcats will be in the 1-and-1.
Down the floor come Oak Ridge. Free throw line jumper is no good. Rebounded by Lambert. Here they come down the floor. Wildcats by 4. 16-12
nice.
To score. The Wildcats get a steal. Coming out of there with the basketball, one of the Updegraffs. That's Jamison. He works it inside for the shot. Good. The Wildcats score. And you talk about some good chemistry. Those two guys have lived together for 18 years, and they have great chemistry with one another.
Maybe more than that, David. You got to count the 9 months in the womb.
That's true. They were side by side. We're talking about the Updegraff twins, Jamison and Caden, combining for that play just a moment ago. Oak Ridge by 6 as Cleveland turns the ball over again. 18-12 the score. 7:09 to play second period. For the basketball, Oak Ridge. Kel Slater with it. Works the ball right side. Caden drives in. Right block. Kicks the ball back out. Kel, left-hand quarter three is good.
For two.
Boy, Kel Slater, pretty shot. The Wildcats, and they throw the ball away again on what is the inbounds, essentially.
That's got to frustrate their coach, David. That's, you can understand maybe 3 of those in a game, but I think we probably had 5 just in the first half.
I guess Kel was across the line, so it's now just 20-12, not a 3 for Kel. 6:52 to play second quarter. Oak Ridge basketball. The Wildcats with their biggest lead. It's 8 points over the Blue Raiders. Here they come on the left side, top of the circle. Wildcats working their offense, and it goes to Slater. Kel backs up. The senior looks inside to his classmate. Jamison Updegraff missed the shot. Lucas has the rebound, goes right back up with it. Good. Wildcats score inside, and Oak Ridge has a 10-point lead. Down the floor come the Blue Raiders once again. That'll be Gabe Leeper. Leeper picked up in the rear court by Jamison. He walks the ball to the midcourt line. 22-12 is our score. Their basketball. Tate O'Brien with it. Right in front of the Oak Ridge bench. Coach Green calls out a new play. Tells them to get in their defensive stance as they work the ball into the top. Over it goes to Leeper. Leeper works the ball to the side baseline to Tate O'Brien. O'Brien backs up to the midcourt line. Nearly a deflection and steal by Oak Ridge. Saved on the floor, though, by Leeper. 22-12 Oak Ridge. 5:57 to play in the second period. Dribbling too much, and they're going to turn the ball off. Thought they were going to turn the ball over. He missed a shot. Rebound on the floor. Saved by the Blue Raiders. Cleveland just doesn't look really sharp, honestly. They look a little bit scattered a bit. They don't look as sharp as most Cleveland teams do. As here's a shot up. Good. And like you said, bailed out by a foul.
Yeah, let's see who the foul is on. It's going to go against number 10. That'll be Jamison up the graph for the Wildcats. That'll just be their second foul. Number 5, that'll be Salt. Salt will find his way to the free throw line where he'll have his first attempt to have points tonight.
Salt puts the shot up there, peppers the rim up, no good. Tracked down by the Wildcats. They're going to say it's out of bounds. Last touch, though, by Oak Ridge. 5:35 to play, second quarter. Shauna Hayes doing camera work for us tonight. 22-14 is the score. The Wildcats by 8, trying to win their 6th game of the year and head to the Kingston game on Friday with a 6-1 record. Cleveland basketball, they worked the ball in. That was way too easy, but the blown layup rebounded by the Wildcats. Here's Oak Ridge down the floor. Brendan Scott kicks it out wide open. Three-point shot is up. No good. Rare miss of a wide open shot there by Lucas Searcy. And down the floor, the basketball will come Cleveland once again. They work the ball in, drive in. That should be another charge. What's the call? Did he call a block on that one? Looked like he was there forever.
Yeah, he did call a block, David. I don't agree with it. So let's see. Caden up the graph will pick up his first personal foul. That'll be the 3rd on the Wildcats in the first half. To the line for Cleveland will go number 15, or let's see, what is his number?
What is his number? I think it's 5.
No, it is 15. Nope. I just don't have him on my roster.
See, I'm telling you that they don't even know who their roster is. I mean, they continue to send. They didn't send us a roster, and even you went down to the scorers table and didn't have the correct number there. 22-16 are the scores. He knocks down both shots. Now the Wildcats will bring the ball down the floor. Oak Ridge had a 10-point lead, but they have scored 4 straight points with 5:11 to play in the second period. Coach Tucker, former Vanderbilt player, I believe, works the ball to the baseline. Driving with it, Oak Ridge. Jamison from the three-point line. Shot is no good. Rebound, hard rebound, pulled away by Cleveland. They can cut the lead even further as the ball's knocked out of bounds by Oak Ridge. 22-16 the score. The Wildcats had a 10-point lead. Cleveland trying to cut the lead even further. Lady Wildcats lost tonight. The JV won big. Really big win for the JV, but no surprise there. They're just rolling through their schedule, beating up on just about everybody they play. It'll be Cleveland to work the ball in from the side of the Oak Ridge bench, and it comes to number 15. He works the ball to the top of the circle. Maybe they got a transfer in. Who knows? As they hold the ball, they work the ball to Leaper. Here's a steal by Oak Ridge. Kel Slater with it. 4:44 to play, 22-16 the score. Kel, elbow shot, in and out, no good. Wildcats can't get a board. We haven't seen Darren Osborne in the ballgame in a while. Here they come down the floor, 22-16. The Wildcats in the lead. 4.5 minutes to play in the second period here from the Wildcat Arena on FM, not on it, 92.7. We're on prepradio.com and Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15. There's a collection and a steal by Kel Slater. Kel down the floor, didn't really have numbers, kicks it out, driving with it. Elbow shot on its way up there, short. I'm telling you, just about all the Wildcats' jump shots have been short here tonight.
Timeout, Cleveland.
Maybe he's going to get a new roster. 4:05 to play second quarter, 22-16 our score. Take a break. We'll be back in a moment. David Clary back here along with Mark and Shauna Hayes. During the break, I went down and found out who number 15 was. His name is Aaron Smith. So he's in the ball game. He will be number 15, and Lambert is number 14. Mark, you didn't think I could run that fast, did you?
I didn't think you could run at all, honestly, David.
22-16 the score. Still out of breath doing it, too, but that's okay. 4:05 to play. Here come the Blue Raiders with the basketball. The Wildcats in the lead, 22-16, low-scoring game. The Wildcats' last few ball games have not put up the same kind of offensive numbers as they have in the first few ball games. They were averaging about 81 points into the McMinn County ball game. Blue Raider ball, 22-16 the score. We'll play Cleveland again down in Cleveland later on as there's kind of an off-balance shot, and they're gonna get bailed out by a foul. Jamison was trying to guard Alex Hyder, but I think he went past him and kind of reached in and grabbed him, and that's a personal foul, and Jameson's going to come out of the ball game. Cleveland basketball, side court, right to the side of the Oak Ridge bench. To work the ball in for them will be Jason Brooks. Brennan Scott's in the ball game for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge has Lucas Searcy, Kel Slater. Blue Raiders trying to work the ball in, and they do, in the left corner. Setting up their offense, they work the ball along the baseline. Good passing there, but they turn the ball over. Wildcats have it. Here comes Oak Ridge down the court. Kel Slater, Brandon Hayward, shot is blocked, and a foul is going to be called, and that's going to send the sophomore to the free throw line. The Wildcats currently with a couple sophomores in the ball game. Brandon Hayward, along with Brennan Scott. The Wildcats have senior Peyton Updegraff, senior Lucas Searcy, and senior Kel Slater in the ball game. 22-16 Wildcats, 3:33 to play, second period. Tosses up, no good.
Free throw by Brandon Hayward. He has 2 points in the ball game, David. He's now 0 of 1 from the free throw line as the Wildcats lead by 6, 22-16, with 3:33 remaining in the second quarter.
Wildcats substituting Grayson Strader in the ball game. Hayden Tarwater checked in for the first time. Brandon's second toss, no good. Rebounded by Thomas. Brandon's got to get his shot back. He just hadn't practiced a whole lot. He was hurt most of right after the football season, missed about the first 2 or 3 weeks. So he'll get that shot going as they launch a three. It's in and out, no good. On the rebound, coming down with it, number 23, then ripped out of his hands. They save it, they shoot it, they miss it, and they lose it out of bounds. And Oak Ridge will get it. Bodies all over the floor there. They tried to get that offensive rebound, but nobody could actually get their paws on it.
Yeah, finally the Blue Raider who was able to grab the ball looked down and his foot was on the line, so he got called out of bounds.
22-16 the score, 3:03 to play, second period. Oak Ridge with the basketball in a low-scoring ball game. Wildcats have really not shot the ball real well as they work the ball here to Hayden Tarwater, right corner. Wildcats look inside, a little bit slow on the pass there. Brandon's going to go up for the shot, goes in, and whistle blows, and they're going to call a little hook foul against the Wildcats.
Yeah, and that's a good call. He was kind of clearing out with that left hand, trying to make room for a two-pointer, but unfortunately got called on that. So turnover, Hayward, ball possession to Cleveland.
22-16. We've been that way for a while, Mark. Been that while. Was Oak Ridge on top, 22-12. And that was about 4 minutes ago. Neither team has scored. It's been kind of one of those ball games, kind of letting Cleveland hang around. I think the Wildcats have, from the eye test, what looks like a better basketball team, but the Wildcats certainly not playing up to their potential right now. 22-16 the score. One thing that we've always enjoyed about this basketball team is they launch a three from the corner. It's up, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Oak Ridge. Wildcats with it to Grayson Strader. Down the floor will come the Wildcats. The Lucas Searcy as the ball is dribbled out of bounds by Grayson Strader. Just couldn't control it. They did the Creating Christmas Memories this past Sunday. Got a chance for several youngsters in our area to get a little Christmas. And another great event by the Oak Ridge basketball program. Girls and guys took those youngsters shopping at Walmart, and a good time was had by all. We really... And we've talked about that for the last, 12 years since he's been here. Just a great thing that he's brought to Oak Ridge to give some youngsters in our community a Christmas they might not normally have. Here's a missed shot again by Cleveland, rebounded again by Oak Ridge. We're holding at 22-16. Mark, you have anything else you want to talk about?
Why don't you run down the as Tarwater takes one off the face, gives up the ball to number 11, who goes down for an easy layup. That's Brooks for Cleveland. Brooks in the ballgame with 6 points. That breaks the drought.
And it's 6 straight points for them, but in about 6 minutes as the Wildcats drive in for a shot. For that, a foul is going to be called against Cleveland. Minute 28 to play. The Wildcats had 16 points on the board at the end of the first quarter. I think Coach Green, he doesn't like what he has seen. He's got Caden Breitharp in the ballgame. He's got Brennan Scott in. The Wildcats also getting Lucas Searcy. The Wildcats haven't seen Darren Osborne in a while, Mark.
That's very odd, David. There's got to be something there because they could really use his size in there. But you have to ask Coach about that after the game, because it does seem like Darren's been out of the game for quite a while now.
First free throw is good. 23-18 the score. The Wildcats back up by 5. Trying to make it 6 here. Kell back to the line. Toss. Good. 24-18 the score. 1:28 to play, second period. Here come the Blue Raiders, moving right to left, wearing their all-white jerseys with blue. This rivalry, it's been kind of a short one. Started in 1971. Wildcats lead the all-time series against Cleveland, but we've had some great games. It's kind of interesting, if you remember this, Coach Green used to be the head coach of the Blue Raiders. They get a shot up. Good. Nice little move by Thomas. And it's now 24-20. So he's actually coached on both sides of this rivalry as the Wildcats set it up, leading by 4. Under a minute to play. The Wildcats have it. Left corner. Brennan Scott for 3. Good. 3-point shot. Brennan was short on his first few shots, but that's the Brennan Scott we know and love.
Yes, he now has 5 points, David, as he's 1 of 2 from three-point land. He's also got 2 free throws.
Here comes Cleveland down the floor, and they turn the ball over. Brennan's got it on a deflection. Brennan Scott down the floor being harassed and fouled. Kind of more one of those frustration fouls. It looks like Lambert and Brooks were all, just trying to slow his pace down coming down the floor after the foul. And the sophomore Brennan Scott will go to the free throw line. Oak Ridge's biggest lead has been 10. It's 7 now. Brennan trying to increase the lead at the free throw line, and he does with the first toss. Back to an 8-point Oak Ridge lead, 28-20 the score.
Brennan continues to be perfect from the free throw line, David, as you said, able to stretch the lead now to 9, hopefully, with this shot.
And the shot is good. 29-20 the score, and they'll substitute, looks like Tate O'Brien back in the ball game. We'll have a full rundown of the girls scoring. We weren't able to do that. We were doing a little technical work here. We've had some really bad internet the last couple of ball games here from the Wildcat Arena, and that's how we broadcast now, but we got that taken care of. 29-20 the score. We'll have the girls stats and the boys stats at halftime. Stay tuned. Cleveland basketball. Out it goes to Gabe Leeper. Leeper holds the ball and dribbles out near the midcourt line. That's actually Tate O'Brien with it. O'Brien works the ball to his left to Lambert. Lambert drives in, cut off nicely by Oak Ridge. They work it into the big guy. Back to the left side, he goes to Leeper. He drives in, and he walks with the basketball. Grayson Strayer was trying to slow him down. He slowed himself down by taking that extra step. 10 seconds to play here in the first half. The Wildcats up 29-20. Wildcats obviously will get the final shot. The clock starts. 8 seconds to play. I bet you Kell's going to create something here. He actually pushed off there. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, or maybe even better, a three-pointer by Brennan. Shot is up, no good, as the first half comes to a close. 29-20. Welcome back once again to the Wildcat Arena. Oak Ridge with the basketball, leading by 9, 29-20. Oak Ridge basketball. Wildcats come out with Brennan Scott, Caden Updegraff, Kell Slater. Wildcats also have Lucas Searcy in the ballgame. The Wildcats are going to drive in for a shot. Good. And the bucket, I don't know if it'll count or not, but Kell drives in and scores, and he'll go to the free throw line.
On the foul for Cleveland will be Arion Thomas. David, that'll be his first, team first of the half. As to the line will go Kell Slater. That bucket did count for him. He has 13, gunning for 14.
And he knocks it down. The Wildcats with their biggest lead now, 32-20 is the score. The Wildcats putting on some pressure in the rear court. Here comes Cleveland now moving left to right here in the third period. 7:43 to play third period. The Wildcats playing with Kell Slater, Caden Updegraff, Jamison Updegraff, Lucas Searcy, and Brennan Scott. So must be an injury to Darren Osborne because he has not come back in as they launch a three. Good.
Boy, that was a long ball too, David, as he now has 11 in the ball game. He's 3 of 5 from three-point land.
Maybe we can find out from our trainer in a minute about the condition as Jamison Updegraff takes the three, and he answers with a three-point shot. Long bomb there by the Wildcats, and I believe he was fouled in the act of shooting a three and has an opportunity for one of those rare four-point plays.
Yes, Hyder takes a foul for the Blue Raiders. He picks up his second, team second. To the free throw line will go Jamison Updegraff, where he's 0 of 1 from the line, but he now has 8 points in the ballgame.
35-23 is the score. Toss on its way up there. Good. And the Wildcats have a 13-point lead now, their biggest lead of the night. And here come the Blue Raiders down the floor, moving left to right. Brennan Scott trying to guard Alex Hyder. He brings the ball across the line, dribbles it off his foot, but grabs it, drives in the paint, kicks it out to the right corner to Tate O'Brien, who drives to the free throw line, nearly stripped of the ball. They work the ball inside to number 11, who drives in. They give it up for a shot. Good. They score, and it's now 36-25.
Oh, then Oak Ridge's Lucas Searcy just has the ball slip through his fingertips out of bounds right in front of the old student section, I'd say, down in there in the corner of Wildcat Arena, as Cleveland will have the ball to inbounds.
Did you say that Lucas doesn't have any points at all, as the Wildcats almost get a steal away from Cleveland? Did you say that Lucas has no points at all in the game?
He actually has 2 points, David. He got them in the second quarter.
Run those scores down again real quick, just the scores.
Okay, Brandon Hayward 2, Lucas Searcy 2, Caden Updegraff 2, Jamison Updegraff has 9 now, Kel Slater with 14, and Brendan Scott with 7.
36-25 the score. The Wildcats on top by 11, 36-25, 6:35 to play here in the third period. Their basketball, number 11, Jason Brooks, drives left, kicks it to the elbow. They work the ball to the baseline, then it's stolen away by Caden Updegraff. Caden pushes it up the floor to Kel. Kel lost the handle of the basketball. Backs up with it once again over to Lucas, top of the circle. Lucas around the left corner. Wildcats in the lead, 36-25 over Cleveland. Here comes Lucas, blowing right past his defender, and he scores. Great drive there by Lucas Searcy.
Yeah, it really was. He doubled his score now, David. He's got 4 points outputted for the Wildcats, but great aggressive drive that time down the right side of the lane.
Tate O'Brien with the basketball. The 5-second count was on him. He drives the paint, bumped by Lucas, pulls up and shoots a floater. Good. Not a bad-looking shot there. First time we've seen a nice shot really taken by Tate O'Brien. 38-27 the score. Oak Ridge by 11 and holding as that shot is missed. Tracked down by the Wildcats and knocked out, they say, by Jason Brooks of Cleveland. Kind of sent the Wildcat Lucas Searcy to the floor, but he's okay. The Wildcats will get the basketball side front court. 5:38 to play third quarter, 38-27. Oak Ridge in the lead. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball.
To throw the ball in for the Wildcats will be Jamison Updegraff, David, as they look for Kel Slater open in the rear court.
And he makes the catch in the rear court, brings it back across the line. 5:35 to play third quarter. The girls lost by 10 tonight. The JV won big. Here comes Brennan Scott with it. Wide open. Lucas from the corner. It's up. No good. Lucas trying to find his three-point stroke tonight. 38-27. Here comes Cleveland once again, and they work the ball to the corner. Wildcats have built up sizable leads, and Cleveland has been able to claw back into it as they work the ball inside to Jason Brooks. They take the shot, no good. On the rebound, Lucas Searcy pushes it up the floor. Jamison Updegraff, left-handed off the glass, good. And the Wildcats have 40 on the board. They lead 40-27.
Jamison Updegraff now in double figures with 11 points for the Wildcats as the Wildcats lead 40-27 with 4:50 remaining in the third quarter as they give up an easy bucket to Hyder. Hyder now has 13 points of his own for the Cleveland.
Got to take a charge on that particular possession there as the Wildcats in an 11-point game. Driving with it, left side once again, Caden Updegraff for three. Hits the rim, no good. Rebounded by Cleveland. 40-29 the score, maybe a little quick on the three there. Well, Wildcat guys can shoot, that's for sure. They can score from the outside. I want to remind everybody, this is not on your schedule, but Friday the Wildcats are going to play Kingston at Kingston High School, Roane County High School. Here's a steal by Oak Ridge. Jamison's got it. Coming back the other way, all the way down the floor. The Wildcats launch, shot, good. 2-point shot by the Wildcats, Brennan Scott. The Wildcat lead is 42-29. Kingston, 7:30 boys game only this Friday down in Kingston. It's been the first time we've played a basketball game there since the late 80s, Mark.
Yeah, so you'll be doing a ball game Friday night in Kingston, and then did you say you fly out Saturday morning?
No, we play Saturday morning. I'm flying out on Friday, as are the Lady Wildcats, so there will be nobody. We'll be in flight somewhere between here and Phoenix, Arizona. The first game is at 12:30 in the morning on Saturday. So we'll already be out there at Phoenix. And Lady Wildcats taking on Liberty High School out of Henderson, Nevada. So we're going to have to figure out how we can get scoring updates and camera work at the ball game. One game, 7:30 Friday down at Rome County. And I was kind of looking forward to it. He told me that today, and I was pretty excited because I don't know if you ever went to Kingston with me. I think that's actually maybe before you started helping me. Well, maybe not. It was back in the late 80s, last time we played him, and Daryl Miller and those guys were playing. We used to broadcast from way above the floor in the far back corner. It was like a bird's nest, a crow's nest, up in the corner, a square in one of the corners of the gymnasium, elevated above the bleachers. And I used to love going there. I was so excited because we haven't been there since Coach, I think his name was Skidmore. I think we blew him out by about 60 or so. I think Daryl Miller dunked on the last play of the ball game, and we were over 100 in that game. Everybody played. He said we'll never play Oak Ridge again, and they haven't until last year. But I love playing there, but I won't get a chance to be at that game on Friday. Play is resuming once again. We'll come back and talk in a moment. 42-29 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats have Caden Brightheart in the ballgame right now. Wildcats, let's see, they have Grayson Strader in there. Looks like Brandon Hayward's playing as they work in for a shot. Wildcats have got to do a better job of taking some charges instead of trying to block. They could have gotten the charge right there. I know this is kind of a younger group, building depth group. The Wildcats next week will play Lakeway Christian and Concord Christian. That'll be Tuesday and Wednesday from Loudon. The Lakeway Christian games at 1 o'clock on Tuesday. 1 o'clock will be that start time. The ball is deflected, intercepted by Oak Ridge on a deflection. Wednesday, as the Wildcats pull up, take a 10-footer off the glass, no good. Tip back up, no good. And out of bounds, last touched by Cleveland. Wildcats will play Concord Christian on Wednesday. That'll be a 10 a.m. ball game. And that's early start time as the Wildcats work the ball in. They'll drive in. With the basketball was, I believe, Kel Slater, and he just dribbled the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, I think it went right off his shin that time, David. So an unfortunate turnover for Kel Slater and very unlike him.
3:04 to play third quarter, 42-29. The Wildcats in the lead here. Here comes the home run pass. It's a high looping pass. Tracked down by the Blue Raiders and smacked away by Oak Ridge, knocked out of bounds by Brandon Hayward. The good news is Brandon Hayward is back out there, and once he really gets settled into his basketball, you're going to see quite a talent out there.
Yeah, that was a good safety or cornerback move that he'd had right there to knock the ball out.
Cleveland basketball, they work the ball into number 5. That's Salt. He hadn't played in a while. Backs it up to O'Brien. Near the midcourt circle. His heel almost on the OR. He backs it up with a pass once again, and that'll go to number 15, Aaron Smith. Smith guarded by Caden Brightheart. Dribbles to his right, comes back to his left, back to his right. 5-second count should have been on. It was not. With the basketball will come Cleveland. Then they're bailed out by a foul by Brandon Hayward. The man fouled, I believe, was number 5, Judah Salt. It'll be them substituting Jason Brooks back in the ball game, and Aaron Smith will check out. Cleveland basketball in front of their bench. The Wildcats cannot just kind of, as here's a steal, nice play, cannot get any length and distance in their lead here as Brightheart sets it down the left side. The Wildcats have led by double digits most of the second half, but Cleveland just staying right in the ball game. They're athletic, and that's part of the reason. Oh, but a nice shot outside by Oak Ridge, and the Wildcat lead is 16, their biggest lead. Kel Slater, I believe, for 3.
Yeah, he's got 17 points, David. So with the 16-point lead, Kel's got 17 of them. So great night tonight by Kel Slater.
Here's a steal momentarily by Lucas Searcy. Ball knocked out of bounds. You know, Kel has just played phenomenal. He's averaging over 20 points a ball game to start his senior year. No surprise there. He was the district MVP a year ago, and he is in the district tournament, that is, and he's just really playing great offense, leading the team at the point, and that's what you expect from your senior point guard.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ask for much more. I mean, he's obviously, you know, he does a great job driving and dishing, and he's got a really nice three-point shot as he showed on that last play.
Here's another steal by Oak Ridge. Grayson Strader, a layup off the glass. Good. Grayson Strader's in the box score here, and Oak Ridge has an 18-point lead over the Cleveland Blue Raiders now, 47-29. So the Wildcats starting to get that transition. I think Cleveland has played not nearly as many players, or at least they don't like the pace of it, and they're beginning to get worn out, I believe.
Yeah, I think that they are, David. As you said, their bench has not gone very deep at all. I think I've only seen 7 players who've had any kind of significant play time. As coming into the game for the Wildcats will come number 20, Brennan Scott, number 4, Caden Updegraff, and let's see, the other one could have been, I don't think it was Lucas, but they substitute 3 in.
Yeah, Lucas back in the ball game.
Nice.
Here. And here's a steal. Will he have a dunk? Will it say he's going to be Brandon Hayward? He couldn't quite control it. Like I said, he has not practiced basketball much. Got hurt in the McMinn County football game. He's had a bad high ankle sprain. And I think he wanted to dunk that one, but he just never had a handle on the basketball.
Yeah, the dribbling part is what kind of messed him up. He was so busy looking at the goal that he just didn't have his dribble right.
Here comes Caden to the glass. Shot good. Caden Updegraff scores, and Oak Ridge now leads by 20 points. The Wildcats starting to pull away. Here come the Blue Raiders up with a shot. Hits the rim. No good. The Wildcats almost had the rebound taken off their face. And then we're going to have a foul against number 22, Alex Hyder. And it looks like Brandon Hayward's going to have to come out of the game. Like I said, he's nursing a high ankle sprain. It's probably going to be with him most of the year. And they're just trying to get him into some basketball shape. We could use him when we go to Nashville. And we could use him here in these next 3 ball games against Kingston, Lakewood Christian, and Concord Christian. I'm kind of disappointed we're playing Concord Christian. If you remember last year, they almost beat us as Oak Ridge launches a 3, hits the back end of the rim, no good, rebounded by Kell. We'll play them next Wednesday as Lucas is going to drive in for a layup. Missed it. Gets his own rebound, kicks the ball back out left side. Back it goes Brennan Scott, free throw line, stops, kicks it out to the corner, 3-pointer on its way, no good. Rebound tracked down again by the Cleveland Blue Raiders. Yeah, we're playing Concord Christian next Wednesday, Mark. You remember that game over there? They launched a 3 and hit it with Alex Hyder.
Yeah, I do, David. That was a very dark gym for a couple of reasons. The Wildcats just did not play well. I believe that night is when Milloway, I think, was sick.
Yeah, actually, that game is when the entire team started picking up the COVID, and even Coach Green. 49-32 the score. We've played 3 quarters of basketball. We'll send it back once again. The Wildcats up by 17. Back in 60 seconds. Welcome back once again to the Wildcat Arena here. 49-32 is our score. The Wildcats in the lead. Wildcats playing currently as they turn the ball over. Cleveland does. Wildcats have Kell Slater, Caden Updegraff, Jamison Updegraff in the ball game. Girls lost by 10 tonight. The Wildcats break the press. Here's Kell giving it up. Nice pass. Goes in for the shot. The Wildcats score. Nice little feed. Great assist by Kell Slater.
2 points added by Lucas Hershey, but you're exactly right, David. Well set up by Kell Slater on that play. Give him the assist.
I remind everybody, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on BBB Channel 12, as they get a finger roll shot up good. 51-34. The new head coach of the Oak Ridge Wildcat football team, Coach Scott Cummings, will be joining me on Channel 12 at 7 o'clock. I don't know how long Wildcats call a timeout here. I don't know how long he'll be with me. I told him, 20 to 30 minutes because he's going to be on the basketball show. But if it takes longer than that, Coach Green is willing to give up his time. I'll be eager to find out about our new head coach. I know this will be his 21st year as a head coach of a football team, so he's got a lot of experience. He won a state championship at West back in 2014. He's been at Cleveland. He's been at Halls the last 3 years, and I look forward to talking to him and a new era of Oak Ridge football to begin next season.
Yeah, excited to see what is in store there. I personally don't know that much about the new coach, but as you said, he comes from Halls where he was successful, which is a hard place to be successful. So excited about the future for the Wildcats and eager to see how it starts.
And we'll talk with him tomorrow, 7 o'clock on Channel 12. Oak Ridge in the lead, 51-34. Here comes the Wildcats. Lucas Searcy drives in a little 5-footer. Good. Floats it in. And the Wildcats back up by 19, 53-34. And here comes Cleveland. The Blue Raiders have started out their season a little bit slow. I think they're 3-5 on the year. Have qualified for the state tournament the last 2 years. Coach Tucker taking over last year. And they went to the state tournament, lost in the first round as they scored. It's 53-36. But this team not quite as guard talented as the previous teams as the Wildcats come down the floor and the ball's knocked out of bounds. It's a good team. I think they've got a lot of potential, but not quite as good as the last couple of years.
No, they've really been exceptional, and I know that I've really enjoyed this rivalry, David, and they have a really nice gym there. I know that you said that it was modeled after the Wildcat Arena, but it's a little bit different.
Wildcats turned the ball over and almost gave up a layup there. The Wildcats, too many turnovers on just easy pass plays, and I know Coach Green will be a little bit disappointed with that turnover. Kind of telegraphed the pass and it was easy picked off. But the Wildcats do recover to stop what could have been a layup, and now they'll work their half-court defense here as they work the ball. And here's a steal by Oak Ridge. The Wildcats get it right back. Here comes Jamison down the floor. Waits, gives it up to his teammate. That's Caden Updegraff for the shot. No good. Rebounded right back up. Good. Wildcats score inside. That's number 2, Lucas Searcy once again.
Lucas now in double figures as well. He has 10 points, David.
Most of them coming here in the second half. With the basketball, Gabe Leeper. We're down to 5:47 to play. They work the ball out to the right corner to Salt. Salt works the ball to the baseline, drives in, cut off. Nice play, Oak Ridge. The Wildcats just cut off the baseline there, and the Wildcats come down the floor. Here's Oak Ridge with it. Brendan Scott wanted to shoot a three, will not. Comes cross court. There's Lucas Searcy. Dribbles past his man. Stops. Kicks it out once again. Brendan Scott dribbles, drives, pulls up, shoots. No good. Rebounded by Smith. Down the floor will come Aaron Smith. He works the ball to the right corner. They've got a three in the corner. It's up, and it's good. Three-point shot made good by Gabe Leeper, and a timeout is asked for by the Blue Raiders. 55-39 Oak Ridge. Mark, the Wildcats headed to Kingston on Friday. The Lady Wildcats will play a team out of Nevada. Have you ever been to Las Vegas, Mark?
I have.
Did you gamble?
Yes, I did. I spent time at the nickel slots because, in a word, I'm cheap.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Frugal would be a better word. I'll compliment you and say frugal, but you always have been. I've known you 30 years or so, and you've always been very frugal. I'm still waiting for that first present, Christmas present, but that's okay. 55-39 the score. Wildcats headed for the victory here, kind of rebounding a little bit from that McMinn County game. You talk about a buzzsaw the Lady Wildcats and the guys ran into on Saturday. I mean, the Wildcats just got blitzed by both the boys and the girls. So, some schools have great home court advantages. I'm going to say McMinn County has a great home court advantage, as we saw on Saturday. Ball is trap was set on Brennan Scott there, but it'll be Oak Ridge basketball side court. 55-39. The Wildcats have led by as many as 20. They have the lead now with the basketball. Bryson Comer in the ball game. Bryson works the ball to Breithart, who missed the shot, but the foul's going to be called. I know you didn't hear this, but Bryson Comer did my color in the girls' ball game. Did a great job, and I appreciate him. Jackson Lane did my color in the boys' game. He's the statistician of the basketball team, and they both helped out and did a great job. As Oak Ridge goes to the free throw line, I believe that's Caden Brighthart at the line.
Yeah, it is Caden Brighthart. It's his first attempt from the line. He was unsuccessful in his first attempt. Wildcats lead 55-39 with just under 5 minutes remaining in the ballgame.
Caden back to the free throw line, puts it up there, good. 56-39, the Wildcats pressuring the Blue Raiders here. The Wildcats trying to go 6-1. We'll take on Kingston. That's not on your schedule. I want to say that again. It's an unscheduled ball game on the regular schedule that was printed up early on, but they're going to play as they knock down a shot. Jason Brooks pops it in, and it's 56-39. Here comes Oak Ridge. Wildcats, Brighthart with the ball in the rear court. Waits and gives it over to Kel Slater. 56-41, the Wildcats in the lead. Wildcats swept Cleveland last year, and you might not remember this, but as the Wildcats turned the ball over, here's a three-point shot, no good. Rebounded by Cleveland. With the rebound, Tate O'Brien, they get a shot up, good. 56-43, the Wildcat lead is cut to 13. The Wildcats, with the youngsters in the game, kind of struggling to get the ball up the floor. Let's see what they can do here. Here's not a youngster. Kell gunning a shot, good. And you needed a little bit of a, stop of the bleeding. Kel Slater's always there to provide that.
Yeah, Kell now has 19 points in the ball game as the Wildcats lead 58-43 with 3:48 remaining in the ball game.
They miss a three. The Wildcats watch them pull down the rebound with Judas Salt, but then the Wildcats just steal the ball away. 3:41 to play in the ball game. Kel Slater, 58-43, dribbling at the midcourt line, dribbling, fires a pass, deflected. He got bailed out there. He was about to turn the ball over. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball. The Wildcats get Caden Updegraff in the ball game. Hayden, let's see, he doesn't come in the ball game. Caden Updegraff, Brandon Hayward in the ball game. The Wildcats substitute, leading 58-43, 3:31 to play. Caden Updegraff, Lucas Searcy, Brennan Scott still in there, along with Brandon Hayward. The Wildcats throw the inbounds away. They get a layup and a bad foul. Give up perhaps a three-point play.
Yeah, that foul will be assessed against Lucas Searcy. That'll just be his first in the ball game. Second, or rather team third in the second half to the line will go Brooks, where he has 10 points because he made that bucket, trying to get the three-point play to get him to 11.
I think Brandon Hayward's just a little bit rusty. I think that's the best way to describe it. As the Wildcats lead has been cut to 12 here. It was 20. 58-46. Caden's having trouble with his dribble in the rear court. Gets it across to Kell. Kell dribbles in, penetrates, drives to the hole, layup, good. Kel Slater scores, and then the Wildcat lead is 60-46. As goes Kel Slater, as go the Wildcats. 60-46, back up to a 14-point lead.
During the last break, David, I looked down and I saw Darren Osborne. It looked like he had some ice on the back of his left foot, so I'm wondering if it may be his Achilles that he hurt.
You know, he had an injury during the summer and right before football season this year and had to sit out most of the summer as Cleveland's still working hard. They get a layup good, and it's now 60-48. Down the floor with the basketball will come Oak Ridge. 2:39 to play. Lucas Searcy brings the ball down the floor in front of Tate O'Brien. Works the ball back out to Brandon Hayward. Brandon outside the three-point line. Wanted to take his man in. He does. Takes it to the hole. Missed a shot. Rebounded by Cleveland. 2:25 to play. They can cut it as they dribble coast to coast. Kick it out for a three. Salt puts it up there. Air ball. Rebounded by Lucas Searcy. And then he's stripped to the ball. Then Caden strips it right back. And then the ball's knocked out of bounds. And I think they're going to say it was last touched by the Wildcats. Wildcats sloppy closing it out here, Mark.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that kind of frustrates Coach Green, David, as, he wants his whoever's on the court to play with 100%, and when they get a little sloppy like that, it just frustrates him.
Good defense there by Caden Updegraff. Forces a bad shot, and the Wildcats will get it. 2:07 to play in the game, a 12-point game. The Wildcats are going to defeat the Cleveland Blue Raiders in 2:07 if they can hold on to the 12-point lead here. They're substituting more players in the ball game, maybe for foul purposes. Out will come Salt. Out will come O'Brien. 2:07 to play. We'll play this team again I think Coach Tucker's got a younger team. I think they'll be better by the time we go to Cleveland later on in the year. Here comes Oak Ridge trying to get the ball across the line. Jamison works it across to his brother, Caden. Caden splits the defense and throws the ball away. Now the older team's getting to be a little bit sloppy, and they'll launch a three. It's on its way. That's an air ball. No good. Rebounded by Oak Ridge. Wildcats work the ball across the line, and the Wildcats turn the ball over again. The Wildcats just need to hold on to the basketball and quit, trying to be so sloppy. They're not really pressuring aggressively. The Wildcats commit a foul. Coach Green is not going to like this last 4 minutes.
No, he's not. As Brightheart comes in the game for the Wildcats, David, that's Caden Brightheart. He has 1 point in the ball game, as Cleveland will have the ball under their own basket.
97 seconds to play in this one, Mark. 60-48 the score. Cleveland trying to get back in the ball game. Still time on the clock, so they can do it. 3-point shot is kind of a great equalizer as Jason Brooks launches one up there, but you got to hit him. Shot is no good, but they get the rebound. They go right back in and almost had an easy layup inside to Alex Hyder, but the ball's knocked out of bounds by Brennan Scott. Minute 24 to play in the ball game. Back in the ball game will come Salt and O'Brien. Out will come, let's see, Gabe Leeper. He checks out of the ball game. One other guy checks out. It'll be their basketball. Minute 24 to play in the game. 60-48. It hasn't been the most exciting ball game. Been kind of sloppy, to be honest with you. Tate O'Brien with it. And what's the call, Mark?
There's going to be a foul called by Queener. That'll be on number 20, Brendan Scott, for the Wildcats. That's just be his first, team fifth of the half. I only had Oak Ridge with 5 team fouls in the first half, so that's just 10 team fouls in the whole ball game for the Wildcats. So that's a very promising thing right now for the Wildcats.
Missed shot by Cleveland, rebounded again by the Blue Raiders. They get a shot up good. And it is a 10-point game, and Coach Tucker will call a timeout. Minute 10 to play here. Mark, the Wildcats on Friday going to Kingston. The girls Saturday, a 12:30 Eastern time ball game against Liberty High School out of Henderson, Nevada. We'll have the game on FM 92.7. We'll also have the game. Try to stream it on our YouTube site, Prep Radio. We'll be on prepradio.com. Next Tuesday and Wednesday, the Wildcats will be at Loudon as a part of the Loudon Christmas Classic. Liquid Christian at 1 o'clock on Tuesday. Concord Christian, 10 o'clock on Wednesday. Then after Christmas, the guys will be going to CPA to take on Louisville Male High School in their first ball game. That'll be a 6 o'clock game on the 28th of December, while the Lady Wildcats will be playing Pulaski County, Virginia, 12 noon on the 28th of December. I've told you this, and you know this. It's my favorite month of the year for basketball. So many tournaments. I'm going to be traveling a lot. I'm going to be dead tired. But it's going to be a lot of fun. And I hope the fans will follow us wherever we're going, or listen to us on our broadcast wherever we might be broadcasting, whether on the radio, the internet, streaming on YouTube, whatever. But it's a great time of the year.
Yeah, I can remember in years past, David, constantly making that trip just between Bristol and the Arby's Classic and Greenville for the girls tournament. As nice long pass for Jamison Updegraff. As he gets another 2 points, he has 13 in the ball game.
Here comes Cleveland down the floor. The ball deflected and saved away momentarily by Cleveland, knocked out of bounds. Clock runs to 57.7 seconds to play, a 12-point advantage for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge has Kel Slater in the ball game. Lucas Searcy's in the ball game. Caden Updegraff, Jamison Updegraff in the ball game. Wildcats working into Kel. Kel brings the ball down the floor. 62-50, a 12-point game. He slings the ball across the way. Over goes Lucas Searcy, back to Kel. Let's see if they try to foul. Coach Green says spread it out, and they're going to try to foul Kel right there. He's going to drive in, take it to the hole strong, and score. How many points is that for Kel?
He's now got 23, David, so he's over his average tonight.
And then a timeout or a foul is going to be called. Official comes over the scores table. It'll just be Cleveland basketball. 33.9 seconds to play. 64-50, a 14-point lead. The Wildcats' biggest lead was 20. I'm trying to remember if Cleveland's even had a lead in the ballgame, Mark.
I don't believe that they have. It's number 14, Lambert, takes a shot, no good.
64-50, a 14-point advantage. Cleveland doesn't look like they want to foul. Kell brings it across the midcourt line, and they give him space. And I think the Wildcats are just going to dribble it on out here. So the Wildcats avenge. Well, actually not avenge. They bounce back after their loss to the McMinn County Cherokees to knock off a good Cleveland basketball team and program. Final score 64-50. Mark your